So anyway, so what I'm doing now is I'm uploading content into my YouTube channel. And what kind of YouTube content? I've published just music over here in terms of my 2020 album. And you guys can check it out. I see straight away that I'm learning very quickly about life. So you got me, babe, over here. So you got me, babe. So you got me, babe. So anyway. So it's working for me. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life over here. And I'm learning how to just have something happen over here in terms of my music tracks. So it's much more how it is. So it's much more how it is. So I'm learning how to love my life. I'm learning to love my life differently. So I'm learning to help myself to succeed differently. And I'm learning how to grow myself in the process of what I'm doing. I'm learning how to just help myself to eliminate something that's never good for me, and that's making myself feel less worth it when I'm making myself feel more worth it only. I probably should understand straight away how I feel. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm understanding straight away how I'm learning. I'm learning how I need to do a better job. I need to do a better job always. I need to do a better job for myself. See, it's much more how a little bit that way. And it does work for myself. So what I'm doing over here is I'm looking for better ways to live life. I'm a little bit that way. I feel I am never lazy, but I'm looking working on Lil Bar's music track. That's something that's a 2020 album track. And I'm learning to understand something that it's much more how I feel. And it's much more how I feel that I need to go and do that track much more better. So I'm learning to be that way so I can do greater for myself. But what I need to do is help myself to deliver content so I love life. So that'll be that way. I can just imagine what I can do with the lockdown period. And it's more how I feel. And it's much more how with people there is a limit. See, so I feel better, guys. I'm just understanding that I'm never the limit. Like, you must understand that with me, you have no limits, I promise you. I'll let you be totally the way you are, and I'll be silent with you. And anybody who never lets you be silent are people who are, let's say, against you. And you have to understand that no matter what, I understand something. That it's much more how they're never against you, but people who never let you be silent are the ones who are against you in some area of life. So they're against you then in the form of silence. So get away from those people. Just be with people who love you the way you are. And that way you're going to learn, and you'll learn something much more incredible about yourself in the process of everything. Learning much more. Learning how different my life is, but it's much more how it is, and I feel that no matter what, I'll never be that way. I say, Danny, Nelly, Voyage, I say, yeah, babe, That's original mix. Original mix. I say it's all different anyway, so I'm learning very quickly about how to listen to my music. I say it's much more how I feel. I say it's much more how I never need to go for a nighttime cruise. I never go for night cruises anymore because I never need to. I never drive a car other than just to the shops with my biological dad's car. And that's it. Unfortunately, I only drive the car during the daytime and a little bit that way. I'm learning how quickly I'm learning to see how much time that is. See, so let's have a look over here. So I have daytime, which is 12 times 365 times 71 divided by 24 hours a day divided by 30 divided by 12 is 35 years. So there we are. So 35. See, so 35.99. I drive car in the day time only. I drive my car in the daytime only. And that way. And now I divide that, I say it's times 2. Now I never drive the car in the night time, so what was it? So divided by 2. So 35.99. 35.99. I never drive car in the time only. I never drive cars in the night time only. I have to go to my Mega Drive now, and I'm learning how to quickly just do my nice and beautiful music recollection. Learn how different I am. I'm different to myself over here. Anyway, what's important is learning very quickly the art of persuasion. And people are like that. And they run away from you before you know it. I promise you, a little bit that way. Promise you never need them anyway. I promise you all you need is yourself. I promise you. Actually, it's much more how I have to understand. If you really caught their attention, they would have been with you. Which is, actually, I never need a cigarette smoker around me anyway. Actually, this woman smokes cigarettes, and I never need her around me, I swear. And it's much more how she smokes cigarettes too much. I never need that woman around me. I mean, she believes she's too good for me. I mean, she wishes. See, so now I have 10 videos in my music album right now. And I've got some money over here, but I'll let it be that way. I'm doing my greater job for myself. See guys, your snacks can be lentils in a can, and also chickpeas in a can, and also anything that's in a can can be a snack, and also soy milk alone, in terms of 1 liter of soy milk, can be a snack for you, and bread with peanut butter can be a snack for you also. I see, and you can eat this stuff anytime you want. So anyway, so I'm never angry guys, so that's why I learned very quickly to love my life. And I'm learning how to understand something, that you never approach other people first. I mean, never approach them first. Like I say, be the guy or woman out there who never approaches other people first. So if you really become somebody in the field of something, then they're coming to you first. Otherwise, it's never worth it. That's it. In a sense, so that's how it is. I'm learning how to understand straight away how people promote themselves. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about my life. And now, since I'm understanding my life is different, I'm understanding that all my music goes on YouTube and stays there forever. And people can always listen to it on YouTube. And now a little bit that way, or you can listen to it on my Mega Drive. I feel like I understand something. I'm not saying that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about different architectures and different ways of improving my life, but I feel that no matter what, that there's more to do in terms of music tracks and downloading music tracks. I'm feeling my way through life over here, and I need to go and grow myself differently, and I never feel like a cigarette, and I'm making sure I'm learning how to grow myself differently, so no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning very quickly about my life. So let's have a look over here to see what else I can improve upon. I say I hit the jackpot. See now, it's not sure how I feel. I see straight away, I see your story told. I see long lyrics version. I see it's much more how it is. And a little bit that way. See it's much more how I need to go and grow myself differently, but there is plenty of time to do work over here. So what you do is you find your way through life differently, and you learn to grow yourself and different mannerisms, and making sure that you're looking for the freeway is much better for you always, unless you have some money to devote into your business and pour some money into the business. And no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life over here, and I'm learning how to grow myself in the flash of a heartbeat, learning how to love my life differently. And that's it. Approach, you just make sure you're learning a nice and beautiful way of life. I say over here, I say your story told. I see your story told. I see it's much more how it is over here. I see your story told. And it's much more how I need to give the money. I give the money. And I'm learning how to love my life. But as you love your life differently, you're learning. You're learning the different aspects of differences and different way of being with yourself. And you're learning something new anyway. Let's say short version. See over here. I can go and put some nice and beautiful text over here to say something over here. And just sets it apart. I see over here. I can say over here. Say short version. Say short. Say short version. Say short. Let's say long version first. I'll go long version first. I'll say long version. So anyway, I'll say a little bit that way. And download. See, it's much more how it's more how it is. And once you upload it all online, apparently then you never have to worry about it again. And then you can always listen to your music online on YouTube if you want. And YouTube can be like your MP3 player as well, if you want to make it like that for yourself. And a little bit that way. I use UCut Video Editor for my actual aspects of life over here. And I'm learning how to develop on my life. I'm learning how to help myself to copy and do what I need to do to succeed differently. I'm learning differently. I'm learning how to do much better now. I'm learning how to love my life. I love my life differently, so every single time I'm learning that nice and beautiful aspect of doing much greater aspects of life differently, and I'm learning the beautiful aspects of life that I can do much greater. I'm learning how you guys need to love your life. So as I grow myself differently, I'm learning the different aspects. So what else can I do? All I can do is take care of myself and my health now. I take care of my health. I'm learning to enjoy myself, and I'm learning to speak more words regardless of what I'm doing. Well, God's watching. God's always watching everything, and you can see how life is. Life is talking more words, and that's it. There's a better world than this. There's a better world than this, and you have to always talk like that anyway. You have to learn how to talk much more positively with yourself anyway, because it does end up becoming much more greater for you, honestly. And you have to understand straight away that no woman or man can fulfill you. Actually, you're the only one who can fulfill you. Because without your aura over here in terms of this world, how do you live? How do you live without yourself? How do you live without yourself? Because there's no chance to live without yourself. Because you're the only one that can live with yourself. They're saying, I can live with you, but you have to be willing to live with yourself. So it's much more how it is, yeah? So it's much more how it is. So anyway, so what's that? See, it's much more how I feel that my dad's over here. So anyway, so my dad came back home. So I'm saying that it's much more how I'm doing greater, and I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm learning how to do a nice and beautiful job with myself. So what I need to do now is figure out what to eat after. I'll go for noodles over here. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I have lentils as well to eat. A little bit that way. So I'm understanding that every day you must be living life. And you must be growing yourself, but grow up. Learn to grow up, guys. How do you learn to grow up? You have to learn somehow to be with yourself for that long. How to learn how to live your life. And I never have sex with other people, and I never have sex with my dad. I never have sex with myself either. So that's why Jesus Christ is somebody who never has sex with other people, and never has sex with himself either. You understand? And that's much more you have to learn how to lose yourself. And you have to understand Jesus Christ never does. Jesus Christ never. Jesus Christ does. Jesus Christ does do. But he never does do cigarettes. Okay, last anyway. So if Jesus Christ with me today, actually Jesus Christ would be talking words much more. Actually, and he would be alone. Actually, definitely. Actually. I'm learning how to grow myself differently. I'm learning how different I can be over here. I'm learning how to just grow myself differently. I'm learning that I need to walk around like this. I learn how to understand straight away. I learn how to love my life. And I learn to see my life that my dad came back home and I was unaware of it. See, that's not how I feel. See, anyway, so every single time I'm learning how to focus upon helping myself to my life. I'm learning how to go myself in an answer beautiful way. I'm learning how to do a long version set. And I'm looking to explain myself. I'm not saying straight away that my music over here needs to hit a better way. So I'm not saying that no matter what that I have a music set that I can play. And I'm learning very quickly about life over here. I'm learning how my music is going uphill and I'm understanding that you have to pour in the money to get the equipment. And then you have to give money to book the room too. And you have to give money to book the room to do it for free. That's something different. And then just to play the music for free. Just to do it for life. Just do it for life and do it for free. And that's what I mean. That you have to pour money into the business. And that's how it is. They're saying right now, if you got the freeway totally without having to do all that, you still have to pour money into your business. You still have to pour money into software. But you may as well get way up in front of people as well. Go and do some busking performances in front of people. And DJing in front of people, I can see it. I can see straight away how I feel. And I'm learning very quickly how to understand something. I'm learning how to love myself, yeah? I'm learning how positive I've become. And I'm learning how other people get positive and how other people never get positive. But what I do is if I go somewhere, I make other people talk first and I just give them silence. I can go wherever I want in silence. Actually, in silence I can go wherever I want. But make sure I never make noise when I get there. Actually, if I come there, I never make noise. I show support in silence, and that's it. I understand that, so it's all how I feel. I feel that no matter what I'm looking at, different aspects of life, I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about my life to help myself to explain much more. I'm learning to have much more feeling of my life. I'm learning how to grow myself differently. I'm learning how to have my nice and beautiful life at hand. I'm learning how to help myself to grow myself differently. So no matter what I do, I'm looking at that nice and beautiful life. I'm learning that nice and beautiful feeling of life. I have different aspects of life. I have different ways of doing life. And it's much more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm learning how much more I'm learning very quickly now to get into the trend of music production and how to make melodies work and music with melodies. And I'm still learning, but I'm getting there. And I have to learn very quickly. I'm learning very quickly about life, so all I can do is just do a great job. I could just do a great job with myself. And that's it. I'm learning how to do a great job. I'm doing a great job for myself. I'm learning how to do nice and beautiful. I'm learning that nice and beautiful way. So yeah, I see it now. See, it's not sure how I feel. See, it's much more how I need to go and grow myself. So what I do now is I'm learning how to grow myself. But as I grow myself, I'm looking at different ways of life. So I'm understanding anyway. I'm understanding my life. So I have to grow myself differently. So there you go. So Danny Milivojevic. I said Danny Milivojevic. Your story. I see a story told. I'll just say. Danny Milivojevic. So anyway, I live that way. So anyway, if I wanna grow my life differently, I'm learning that that's a beautiful feeling. I'm learning the beautiful feeling of different aspects. I'm learning the different aspects of life. And you have to go and grow yourself anyway, so yeah. Let's say it's hard. There we go. So now we're talking. So now I have to go and really grab myself a photo. I have to upload a photo anyhow. So anyway, so that's much more how I feel. I see it's much more if you feeling your way through life, that you love your life differently and make sure that you're learning very quickly about life. I'm learning very quickly about life and I'm learning how to understand how to get around, and I see how to get around life much more. I'm learning how I feel like traveling, but I'm traveling already. Alright, so next, let's say, I see up until 20th of August, I can see tomorrow I have my depot. So I'm saying I have to get my depot. Soon. I see now they want me to study, and they're asking me over here to go look into studying something. So what I do is I accept it, and I have to study something anyway, because otherwise it's 9 to 5 job. So just go and study something that they want me to study. And I'm saying straight away that they want to enroll me in the business course or something like that. But if I understand, I mean, guess what? I mean, I have to say yes. I have to say yes to them. And now, because I'm saying yes to them, I know something now. If you say no, if I say no to them, they have to accept my saying, which they have to accept what I do. So I have to accept them. I have to accept what they want. I don't know, I have to do that. I don't know, anyway. I don't know, it's not sure how I feel. I feel that no matter what now, especially. See now, especially that people are in their home, actually, a lot. I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning my life nice and beautifully. And I'm doing a great job. I'm learning how to understand something. I'm learning how to love my life differently, and enjoying myself in the process. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning how I have plenty of time. I'm around 60 years of age to do all this nice and beautiful, let's say, freedom rallies, where I'm teaching people what they have to do and how they have to do it, which goes up on my account in terms of my YouTube account. I see straight away that it's just excess money. Now I can help my family out here and there. I feel that no matter what, I see so much more how, even if people are watching me, I mean, let's just say I have 5 million followers who are following me. I mean, what do I do? I mean, I have to continue my life the way I am right now. And I have to keep learning and growing. And I have to get good at what I'm doing. And that's it. I'm learning how to understand that I have to come back to the word I. And I'm learning very quickly about the word I. I'm learning how to enjoy. And I'm enjoying myself, and that's how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that every single time I'm learning that nice and beautiful way of life. So every single day I'm learning how to know my life. So every single day I'm looking to listen to music while speaking to you, and it works out for me. I had to put in some time to upload my content into YouTube, and I have to do that. And there is no other way. I mean, other than helping myself to grow myself, and now all those mixes, I've actually now I understand something. I actually have to upload more and more into my nice and beautiful YouTube account. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how to actually learn my nice and beautiful feeling. I see it's more how I need to love my life. I'm learning the differences of art form. I'm learning how to grow myself differently. I see, where's your head at with China's Charles mix? I'm learning how to do my nice and beautiful way of life. So every single day I'm learning. I'm seeing that nice and beautiful. I'm learning that nice and beautiful way. See now, I'm learning that's how you actually produce music. Is you make sure that you go the new way totally in everything. I mean, that's how you do it. I mean, every single day, never repeat certain sounds. And never repeat sounds. I mean, make sure you understand that you must go and progress the music forward and new ideas, and into new ideas we go. And that's how you actually understand to be a music producer that way. So if you're repeating the music, then you can. Actually, if you put over the top vocals, actually you can. But it's not how you have to understand straight away. Now I'm learning how to dwell upon myself over here. I can just move on. I can move on. But nah, I want to work on it. I want to work on Lil Bob's music track. So anyway, I'm learning that nice and beautiful feeling. I'm learning that nice and beautiful way. So now it's much more how it is. I see it's much more how you have to do that nice and beautiful way. See, it's much more how I feel. I'm learning how to do that nice and beautiful way, but I like the remix over here. So I like this one. See, look at with Kura. So it's much more how I need to enjoy myself anyway. So today I understand that I'm looking to say, I'm watching Tiesto, I'll never kill you, I'll never kill anybody. I'm learning how I'm dwelling upon life. And I'm learning that nice and beautiful feeling. I'm learning the beautiful feeling of life. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly. I'm learning that I'm learning how young and foolish I was. Saying I'm still young, but I'm younger than ever before, but I'm looking at different aspects of life. I'm looking to do something different. And because I'm understanding something, I'm learning how to speak English with you guys much more. I'm learning how to talk to you guys anyway. So I just upload this nice and beautiful track, and I upload my next upload as well, which is a short version. And I learn a little bit that way. And learn to appreciate myself. I'm moving forward in terms of how I'm uploading music into my scenarios. I'm learning how to deliver content, so I'm learning something now. I'm learning how to just deliver content in different ways, so I'm learning that whatever goes in my YouTube account stays there forever, and people can always watch that. Anyway, I'm the way. I'm learning that nice and beautiful way. I'm learning that nice and beautiful way. So every single day I'm learning how to do much greater. See Hyper, Julian Orden. I'm learning that nice and beautiful feeling of being able to dwell upon that nice and beautiful way. So what can I do other than walking around all day long and speaking to you words? Actually nothing else. Actually all I can do is that. Actually all I can do is that. Actually that is all I can do. Actually my life is passing me by and I'm talking words, huh? I'm planning my life all day long. And today I learned something as well. I learned how to get ahead of my business much quicker. I learned how to grow myself quickly. So it actually helps me to focus upon helping my life. And I'm helping my life walk free. I'm learning how I have plenty of time to organize my life around. And I'm learning how quickly I've left the crowd to become a success, and that's it. I'm becoming a success much more in my daily life. I'm learning how to actually understand something. I'm understanding how nice and beautiful I feel. But I never want to ask my dad for a cigarette either. And I never need a cigarette. That's just much more how I feel. I'm looking good now. I'm looking good because I understand straight away that there are some barriers in my life that I've had put in place to make sure I never go backwards. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to help myself to do greater. So luckily I've been playing Tiesto's podcast with 750, 749, 748 and 747 episodes of his Club Life episodes. And I'm learning that nice and beautiful feeling, yeah? There's a long way to go. See, the next 30 years. I mean, life is just getting started now, and life is just beginning right now. I understand, I understand that in 30 years' time I'll be 59 years of age. And it's coming up. I see it's a quick time. I see it's much more how I feel. I see it's much more how I need to go and grow myself. I'm doing it much greater, so I really I need to go and do something nice and beautiful for myself. So as I really grow myself differently, I'm looking to see something. I'm learning that nice and beautiful feeling that I'm learning how to enjoy myself. I'm learning how I need to grow myself differently. So as I grow myself differently, I'm looking at helping myself to recover. I have to recover. I have to recover my trend. I have to recover who I am daily. So I'm learning how to dwell upon my life much greater. And that's it. That's all I can do. I understand that no woman can fulfill me right now. I promise you. If there was women around me right now, I promise you they could steal my time. I promise you my time would be going toward them. And that's it. And then what? I have to listen to them communicate. I have to. I then have to just be there for them, and that's it. And just free communication of words, and that's it. I have to accompany them, and I have to be the more silent one there. I have to be more silent than they are. Because if you're more louder, and if you're more loud than a woman, why should they run away from you? I mean, you understand? If you're louder than other people, then other people hate you. But you have to be the most silent one. But you have to be the most silent one in the crowd to be the most popular one. I mean, you can go anywhere you want in silence. And make sure you understand that you can always go in silence, but never ever speak words to other people. I mean, never ever ask other people questions. I mean, never ask other people questions, because there's no need to ask them questions. I should ask Jesus Christ questions only. And that way you're going to find a better way. And online, you should never be the first one to write to people. I mean, make other people write to you and never reply to them either. And that way you give them a better answer. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how quickly that you can do your life much quicker, so I'm learning very quickly about life. So actually now, if you need to approach people to ask them a question, then never do it. So actually, it's much more how it is. Actually, it's much more how I feel. You must understand that with my blocks without scar, it's more how that's the thing. Whereas if you have to approach other people to talk to them first, then you're relying on them for something. I see it's much more how you have to feel your way throughout life, and you have to go and do this now. I mean, you have to do what's much better for you. So if I go to Kids First Hotel right now, And if I go to live at Goose's Hotel right now, I totally never need to rely on my dad anymore for anything. I'm pretty sure that I'm away from family, but while with family, try to go another way where you never have to, let's say, be the one to talk to them. I never talk to them. I never talk to them first. I understand, but if you're with family, try to understand straight away and try to understand that no matter what you do, you're never the first one to do anything. Other than I first. Make sure you're the first one to do everything. But make sure you understand that Jesus Christ had to approach people first. Jesus Christ had to approach people first to be in recognition. So he's saying that you have to approach people first. But the thing is that Jesus Christ shows you that if you approach people first and you keep approaching people first, that eventually they kill you. Jesus Christ. So what Jesus Christ is really saying is try to go more silently with people and try to never approach people first, but try to approach yourself first. And understand by Jesus Christ's example. And Jesus Christ says just like that. So Jesus Christ is showing you that He's the one that came to you first, yeah? So He came to you first by other people. And you became aware of Jesus Christ when you were a young child. I understand that, but the thing is, every single day, that no matter what, you have to figure a way to never approach other people first and to never talk to other people first. Because that way, you're going to understand that you have your own way. So for myself over here, I have Pepper over here at the corner shop. I have a corner shop right next to me over here. I have Pepper over here. And now, no matter what I realise that that's not how if you approach. If you have to approach people to speak to them first, then it's more how you rely on them. I understand, but never rely on people. I never rely on the government. I never rely on anything to give you money or to give you answers or to give you anything other than Jesus Christ. I mean, just rely on Jesus Christ. And if you rely on Jesus Christ only, then you'll actually work yourself into freedom. I understand? Actually, now you have to understand that Jesus Christ says the way to popularity is the people. And Jesus Christ says that if you want to be popular, you have to run to people first. Actually, it says you can be popular that way. But Jesus Christ says people are the way. Actually, Jesus Christ says people are the way, but Jesus Christ says I am the way. And Jesus Christ says I am the way. Understand? So I am the people. So he says run to yourself only and never run to other people. And never talk to other people, but talk to yourself only. So now if you do that, then somewhere down the line, what happens is eventually you need to reach out to other people first to have a kid. So that way it's different. I understand, so no matter what, you have to understand. No matter what, that's what how it is. I have no sympathy for anything. I never feel sorry for myself for anything. I'm truly enjoying my life. I'm enjoying my life. And that's how I feel. And I'm learning. I'm learning that nice and beautiful feeling. So this is 076 Tiesto and Harwell. So it's much more how I feel. I mean, you have to understand no matter what, I mean, every single day you must understand. Every single day, and you have to understand straight away that you must be growing yourself in different ways. and that way you have to love your life. I mean, learn to love your life differently, and learn to understand that in music production you need to have a sub-bass that actually goes with the music. And you have to understand music notes, and you have to understand straight away how you never feel your way throughout life, but you always learn something. The more you produce music, the more you are better. I mean, every single time. I mean, you'll learn something in the midst of everything. And every single time you must understand. And no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life, so no matter what, I'm learning how to help myself to find information. Solitude, as Brian Tracy says. I mean, go in solitude as much as you can, and learn to feed off what you hear out there, and learn to give it to everybody, so you can learn it yourself. So make sure you understand straight away, I feel Jesus Christ is always with me. But you must understand that's the best way forward, and the best way forward is understand that if you need a kid, then you have to reach out first to somebody, or you have to understand that if you want a kid, then you have to reach out first. I understand, but it's more how, if you understand this, that if you go around the crowd, that if you live around the crowd, then you have to be the most silent one. I mean, the most silent way is the best way. I mean, follow the silent road. I mean, where's the silent road? So for me tomorrow, in terms of today, I have to go to the store and I have to get some food and drinks, yeah? And I have to get myself a juice and soy milk for now. And a peppercorn. But guess what? Actually, how do I get to the store? I have to go a silent way. So I have to go all the way to Liverpool to do that for myself. And now, is it worth it? Actually, I can really understand something now. I mean, what does Jesus Christ do? I mean, Jesus Christ says over here that I respect father and mother. I mean, you understand that over here I'm learning how to go myself. I mean, what does Jesus Christ do in that situation? I mean, does he talk to my dad to go to the store? I mean, does Jesus Christ ask his mother to go to the store with her car? Oh, that's Jesus Christ. I mean, Jesus Christ says, now's the time they understand that Jesus Christ came in the womb of Mary first. I understand. I mean, God had to come to Mary first to say that Mary is going to give birth to her, to a child that's Jesus Christ. And God says that you have to approach people first to tell them what your intention is in that scenario. And that's how it is. So, no, that's so beautiful. Well, see blessed blue sky. I see it's not sure how I feel. I'm learning that that's a beautiful way. So it's not sure how I feel. And people make short music tracks over here to compensate, to place it into a 1 hour music set so that they can deliver content. I see it's not sure how it is. I'm learning how to make long music work. I'm learning how to understand straight away that, for myself at least, I'm learning that that's super key. How much should I need, so no matter what, they have to approach you first. So first now, if people had to approach God first, actually God would never be here. Actually God is always here. But if people had to approach God first, so actually people first have to be aware of God. So to be aware of God, God had to approach people first to say, this is my son Jesus Christ. And then people are aware of God now. Because God had to approach humanity first to send his only son to showcase that there is a God. So you have to understand that Jesus Christ says that the most loyal way you can go forth is going the silent road. So what does Jesus Christ say about me asking my dad to go to the store with his car? Unfortunately, Jesus Christ says, ask and you shall receive, and ask and you shall receive something. So that's actually how I feel. I don't know what, that the best decision for me personally, really, to get away from my dad is to go to Goose West Hotel and live at Goose West Hotel, and then I never need to ask my dad anymore about using the car. I understand that, so now I'm clear on that. And then what's the next step from that point? I mean, it's more live at Goose West Hotel and live alone. And then guess what? What's the next step from that point? The next step is just keep going, and then what? I mean that's the thing. That's the thing. What's that? What's after that? After that, you just live. What do you want? Now go live your life, and then once I'm living my life, what I do after that? I'm just doing something to help my life to succeed. I'm doing my life to succeed, and guess what? That's the thing. I have to go forth my way, yeah? Is why if I'm away from my dad at that point, I was then just go travel. I should just go travel somewhere. I should travel somewhere. I understand that. Unfortunately now, what I do now is I live that way. Does my dad fulfill me? Well, guess what? Probably other than the free accommodation, probably my dad can never help me other than the free accommodation. So with my dad, and living with my dad means that I am dependent on my dad. I never depend on my dad because I can go and live. I can go live at Goose West Hotel now for quite some time, and I can live, and it's no worries for me personally. But it means go travel. That's what it means. So for myself to go travel now is something that I need to showcase to see exactly what I can do. What does Jesus Christ do in a situation like this? Jesus Christ says that he wants to never rely on other people in the first place. He never wants to rely on other people. But he never wants to be a slave either. He never wants to rely on other people for anything, and he never wants to be a slave either. So what he says is go the silent way with what you have, and respect your father and mother, but go forth into the world, and go live alone. Go live alone. And then when you live totally alone, when you never need your father or mother, is when you can go and have yourself a good time of your life. And that means go work 9 to 5 to get more money to feed your passion. And to feed your passion, to make free events around the world, to become popular. And that's what I'm going to say now. Actually, yes. Actually, that's why. Actually, I love it. I'm getting there. Actually, I understand that. I'm learning very quickly. I'm learning how to run my life. So no matter what, I'm learning how to just dwell upon my life much better now. So I'm saying to understanding how to upload my learning how to keep going now. I'm learning how to grow myself now, so no matter what, I'm learning how to just help myself to grow. See your story told. See now, let's have a look at this over here. So this is over here a long mix. So just yeah. Say long. So long mix. It's a long mix, and now I have to go to Canva, and I have to show myself a better way. So no matter what, I'm learning something now. I'm learning that either way, that's the case with Jesus Christ now. I'm understanding that now, since I'm understanding how to live on my own, I have to go forth alone, and I have to work the 9 to 5 anyway, and I have to be alone, working the 9 to 5 to feed my passion, to travel the world, to do events for free around town, to start in Sydney first, to do it in Sydney for free, and keep it going that way, and just keep going for that way, and that way I'm learning something. I mean, that's going without my dad. And then I have to go to my mum's house. I have to go see my mum. Function now, that's the thing. I mean, I asked Jesus Christ, does he go see his mum now? Function Jesus Christ says, yeah. Function, guess what? Function, I understand, stay close to family, as Matthew McConaughey says as well. So since I stay close to family, I understand this now. I'm learning how to have a free life over here, so a little bit that way. I'm learning something quickly. To feed my passion, no matter what, I'm learning very quickly. I could be alone. I'm doing my life much greater like this. A little bit that way. I'm learning. So anyway, so I feel myself over here thinking about life, but no matter what I'm doing is I'm learning very quickly about life itself. I'm learning how to actually grow myself, so it's just the way it is. And I have to learn how to produce music. So what I want to do is I want to help myself to grow, and I want to help myself to live life differently. So it's not sure how I need to hold the 10 Commandments of God. I need to follow what Jesus Christ is doing. I understand Jesus Christ never masturbates either. I mean, you understand? Actually, that's how I feel. And that's how I feel to do greater. So anyway, so the deal is never return to the person you were, and keep moving forward, yeah? And keep following Jesus Christ, and never try to be other people and how they act. I mean, you understand? I mean, try to be Jesus Christ and how Jesus Christ acts in every situation. I mean, you understand? So that way you're learning very quickly about life. So I'm doing a better job for myself. I'm making sure I'm learning very quickly about life. But I'm waking up these days, filling myself with content, that I'm producing content, and I'm learning very quickly about life itself. And I'm learning. I'm learning how to dwell upon life much greater. So that's what I need to do all the time now. I'm learning how to grow myself, so that's how I feel. And how I feel now is just to grow myself and to watch something. And I want to read something. So anyway guys, so what I'm doing over here is just looking for better ideas. I'm looking to help myself to improve. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm looking to do a greater job for myself. But I have to be reading now. I have to be reading and studying music production so I can do greater. See guys, if you gave all your time to other people, then you have no time for yourself. Danny Milivojevic. You should keep your time for yourself and never give it to other people. Because it's much better for you to have time to yourself than it is to have no time at all for yourself. You must understand. So every single time I'm understanding straight away how people who go and give other people time are losing time for themselves. So what I need to do now is help myself to accomplish much more phases of music production. And I'm understanding straight away that I need to go and help myself to make music now for a bit of time. I'm understanding straight away it's much more better for me to help myself to deliver information services. But I feel that no matter what, that some DJ artists and people who have done some music have helped me to unlock some potential in me to make some music much greater, because I see their opinions, I see their thoughts about it, and because I understand straight away what they're talking about, I can see straight away how to actually dwell upon helping myself to make a greater track for myself. And it does work out for me to do a greater job for myself at least. So no matter what I do, I'm learning very quickly how to find encouragement in myself to dwell upon something greater. So I'm saying that no matter what, since I do have music production at my hands and fingertips, I'm learning to just help myself to understand that you can just imagine smoke or toxic chemicals going into your heart. Gosh, that's the worst thing, isn't it? Gosh, the worst thing you can do is smoke cigarettes, because it does cause blood clots. Gosh, cigarettes cause blood clots, guys, and it does cause heart. Gosh, cigarettes do cause heart disease, and cigarettes do cause heart attacks and cardiovascular diseases, because it penetrates your blood and it makes your blood all gooey, and that stops your heart. And you guys have to understand that, and you must understand straight away to never be around smokers, and that way you're learning how to do greater. If you have an addiction to cigarettes like I did before, I was crying, I was saying, wow, I was suffering, I was really suffering physically to get off the cigarettes, and I was unable to get myself off cigarettes, because it's such a physical addiction and psychological addiction that I was unable to do it. But now, since I'm off the cigarettes, I feel much better, and I feel much more money in my pocket now. I have much more time to be in front of people, to do public speaking in front of people now, because no drugs are holding me back. And I'm understanding that, so no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about being healthier, and I'm learning how to actually persuade myself to love life much greater. So no matter what I'm doing, that you must understand straight away how to love your life much more quickly and differently, and making sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly to dwell upon something that's actually helping you go to the best phase of your life. And cigarettes do make you blind, and they do cause emphysema. So you must understand straight away how the governments over here today are placing all these images on the packet saying, hey, it causes cancer as well, and it causes blood disease and emphysema, and the cigarettes are no good for you. And people are still smoking. I won't lie. I promise you, it's because they're unable to quit, because they have no communicational skills to do so, or they have no habit patterns to do so. But because I do have habit patterns to quit cigarettes now, because I'm a positive human being who talks much better this time around, I'm not saying I never want to go backwards. I'm a non-smoker, and that's it. I promise you, I feel alive. I'm feeling that I can go and really breathe now. I'm feeling that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about my life, that cigarettes never helped me to do anything, and it just robs me of time and robs me of health and money and everything. So now, since I'm understanding straight away how much more I am in preparation for life, because I'm a non-smoker, I can wake up in the morning, I never need a cigarette in the morning, I never need caffeine in the morning, I never need coffee in the daytime. I can sleep, and I can fall asleep early, I can wake up early. I never have caffeine in my life anymore, because I'm actually now sleeping much better now, and I'm doing much greater as a human being. And it's much more how I feel, that I'm never a night type of guy anymore. I'm now a day person, and I'm improving my life so much. In the past 4 years, I've been improving my life so much, and now all I need to do now is keep it up. I need to keep up the positive talk. I need to go and find myself a better direction in life, and I need to make my life at least worth it. So no matter what, I see Estevar's music content over here in terms of his music university. I've been watching him, and it does actually work out for me to go make music now as well. And I understand straight away that his music production courses taught me something, and I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to actually dwell upon something much greater for myself, and I'm learning how to actually dwell upon life much greater. So I'm understanding straight away how I need to grow myself differently. So I'm learning how I can actually learn my nice and beautiful life ahead of me, and I'm learning how to actually penetrate much more God in my life, because Jesus Christ shows you never drink alcohol, and he shows you never drink and smoke poisons. I mean, guess what? I promise you, it's much more how much more alive you feel. I mean, you feel much more alive, and you feel much better for life. I mean, because you're doing a greater job for yourself, and it does work out for you. I mean, so what you guys need to realize is that cigarette addiction is one of the worst addictions I've ever seen in my life. And I was totally wasting my time on cigarettes. I was totally wasting my life on cigarettes. And now, since I'm actually a better individual now who can actually breathe, I'm luckily fortunate enough to never have emphysema, but I'm able to breathe much better than yesterday because I did get my nose fixed. And I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how to love my life. I'm able to breathe through my nose now. I'm able to love my life. I'm able to go for a walk and never be puffed out. I'm understanding that it's much more how I feel. That no matter what, that the temptation to smoke is gone. I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, I'm learning much more victory in my life daily. I'm vegan now as well. I'm a vegan. I'm turning to forwards for help. I'm never smoking cigarettes ever again. I'm making sure of it. I'm making sure I have much more money in my pocket now to help my life to succeed. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life. And that's it. I'm learning how to actually help myself, to persuade myself to do greater. And that's it. I promise you, it's much more how I feel. And now, for myself at least, I'm learning how to talk much better as well. And I'm learning how to persuade myself to do the best job for myself. So I just want to walk around for a bit. I'm learning very quickly about the word I in my life. I'm learning how to dwell upon my life much greater. I see my dad over here. Turn to my dad and how he is. I see straight away how I need to feel throughout life. I need to feel myself doing greater. And I'm learning how I can go for a walk and do my nice beautiful music production now. And I'm doing it alone. I'm doing something that I love to do alone. I'm never smoking 2 hours of the day anymore. I was smoking 2 hours of the day before. I mean, every single day I was smoking for 2 hours. I was smoking my life away. And I had such a bad addiction to cigarettes. But these days I'm doing much greater. And I'm loving my life in the process. I'm actually learning anyway how a small business owner has an ice cream truck. So small business owners have a small ice cream truck. And I can see straight away how that is. And I also understand straight away how big businesses have people working for them. And you must understand straight away how it is the way to go. And you must understand straight away that no matter what I'm doing, is I'm learning how to penetrate myself to do greater throughout life. So I have to be much more mentally healthy and much more nicely and beautifully taking care of my heart. And I never want to throw poisons down my heart. I mean, in a sense, so I'm learning how I never have cancer, but I'm learning how to have much more fondness around my life. And I'm washing myself always, and I'm clean. to live my life. So what's coming up ahead of me right now is music production. I have to test out some equipment in terms of software that I need to get myself to make music, and I have to make some melodies. I have to make 1 hour music happen, and that's it. And then I understand straight away. Eventually I go into nightclubs. Eventually, and I make sure that no matter what, I can get myself a DJ deck. And once I get myself a DJ deck, I go and practice playing my music to the DJ deck, and I put the music inside of the DJ deck, and then I somehow make sure I learn the technology I have, and I'm learning much more quicker about life. So I'm actually learning how to actually walk around life much greater. And I'm not a smoker, and I'm not a drug addict. I'm never doing drugs, so I'm doing much better than drug addicts these days. I'm doing much better than people who are eating meat these days. So it's much more how I am and how I feel around life. I'm sure, though, I understand straight away that money can never buy you health. Money can never buy health. But what money can do is help you to never work the 9 to 5 job. But it's never money, it's you. Money never helps you. All that helps you is you. You're the one that makes the money. Money never makes money. Money never makes money, but you make money. You have to put money to make money. Money never puts itself to make money. But money does make money in a form of helping you to understand that you're the one who's making the money. You understand? So that way you're learning quicker, and you're quicker than a hiccup. And I'm learning how I wake up in the morning now. I wake up these days refreshing myself, and I'm waking up much better than yesterday. I promise you. And I'm never going backwards. And I understand straight away how I need to get my depot very soon. And I go in early in the morning. I wake up early in the morning, around 8 o'clock in the morning. I wake up, I go to Liverpool, make sure I get my depot. I go to Woolworths in Liverpool over there. I bring my trolley, and there we go. It's more how I feel. So every single time now, I'm learning how to grow myself in the best way forward. I'm learning how to understand something. I'm learning how to understand my life. I'm learning to become the best version of myself. So every single day I'm learning how to understand that there is physical limits, but there's no limit spiritually. You can do anything spiritually that you set your mind to. I want to create music like Esteban does. I want to create that nice and beautiful rhythm, dark techno melodies and stuff like that. I want to create that for myself. But first of all, I have to make melody music, and now it's all about melody music for me. And I have to somehow show myself to do that. But there's time for me to do that. And what I need to do is help myself to deliver information services. So I did learn something. So as I read from other people, I'm actually learning what to do much greater now. I'm learning much greater that the more you read, the more you do. That's it. You have to, you guys have to understand that since I've been reading a bit of Armada Music University music courses, and since I was reading a bit of that, now I'm much more inspirational about making music, because I can at least see what they're doing and how they do it. And you need to make a sub bass, especially. And now sub bass goes with the kick, and sub bass is something that goes with the bass line. And you have a top bass line and a mid bass line and a sub bass line, and it has to vibe with the kick. And then kick and stump base have to go hand in hand together, and you have to learn how to do that for yourself to make sure that you are learning how to penetrate a kick with a beat and rhythm. And then that way you have to learn how to help yourself to do greater. So I'm learning very quickly around my life how to help myself to do greater. I'm helping myself to explain that I have all the nice and beautiful necessary ways of thinking daily. I'm learning to help myself to expand and to enjoy myself in the process of what I'm doing. I'm learning very quickly around life. I'm learning that no matter what, I'm learning the beautiful aspects of life, of having that nice and beautiful silence in my life as well is something I need in life, and that way I'm learning how to help myself grow. But no matter what I do, I feel I'm much more able to process information now. I'm able to process better ways of thinking and better ways of doing, and I'm learning how to help myself to grow. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning how to stay healthy. I mean, your job is to stay healthy. I mean, if you understand that, you should just keep that your job. You should understand that. I understand that when I was smoking cigarettes before, I was waking up needing a cigarette right in the morning because I was withdrawing from all the cigarettes, and I was always under withdrawals with cigarettes. And when I was working a 9 to 5 job, I was always, let's say, withdrawing from cigarettes, and I needed the cigarettes, and I was unable to focus because I was always thinking about cigarettes. I understand. I'm pretty sure when I was a cigarette smoker and caffeine drinker, I can say all that I was thinking about is caffeine and cigarettes all day long. I understand. And now I have room to think. I have room to do something else other than that. I understand. Honestly, it's the best thing you can do. Honestly, the best thing you can do is quit cigarettes and quit caffeine. But I went through a period of withdrawal of 6 months with caffeine. It was a withdrawal of 6 months with caffeine, I promise you. I felt low energy for about 6 months. And I learned to talk better. I learned to talk to myself better with everything. And I went through a period of suffering when I was drinking caffeine, and while I was drinking caffeine and smoking cigarettes, I was going through suffering. Always. And I was never talking about it to other people much. I was never talking about my suffering to other people. But no matter what, I realised how cigarettes just damage people. And you have to understand that it's $50 a packet. I mean, it's $50 per packet of cigarettes. I mean, it's like $2 a cigarette. So $2 per one cigarette. Huh. I can smoke 10 cigarettes within 1 hour. And that's already $20 within 1 hour. I mean, understand? For sure, I'm able to afford to go around Australia because I quit cigarettes. And I have more money coming into my pocket now because I never need to work a 9 to 5 job, and I have social security, and that's it. I'm not the only one on social security. There are people on social security and who are seeking 9 to 5 jobs today. And for myself, I just want to be away from 9 to 5 as much as I can, because that way I'm learning very quickly. Now I'm doing a much greater job. So 30 years is the notion from this point on. I see around 31 years I can stay away from 9 to 5 jobs. And how much is that time? So the time between 31 years, so let's have a look. See, 31 years times 8 hours times 3. I see, so let's have a look over here. So 5 times 12 is 60. So 5 times 52 is 260 days of the year times 8 times what? Let's see, 8 hours, so times 30 years divided by 24 divided by 30 divided by 12. So it's about 7.2 years of 9 to 5 work. I see 7.2 years, so 7.2 years minus 71. I see, so I have 63 years of free time to live life. 63 years of free time and 7.2 years of 9 to 5 work, and I'm better than 9 to 5 work. I have much more rhythm in my life, so it's much more how it is at the moment. I'm learning how to grow myself, but it's actually how it is, and how I feel is different. So I'm learning how to actually grow myself differently, and since I'm actually learning how to help myself to never deny myself, but to help myself grow, I grow myself differently, and I make sure anyway I'm learning very quickly about life. That's how I love my life. I love my life differently and help myself to improve. So anyway, I'm learning how to study. I'm studying my life, but if you want to touch dogs, then make sure you're never scaring dogs. But make sure you're loving life differently, yeah? I mean, you guys have to understand straight away how it feels to grow yourself, yeah? I see, so for myself now, I'm learning now that if I continue to read music production, it's like I'm doing music production. So the more I read, the more I can do it. And it's true, mostly true. I've been focusing on music production and doing music production. So the more I read now, I can actually go with Orjan Nilsen, and I can go and study with Orjan Nilsen, or I can make music. Now, I see now what's much better for me to do. I asked Jesus Christ. I can say, Jesus Christ says, go and do it. And go and do music production. I see now, for myself, it's much more how I feel. I feel that if I'm doing music production, I'm also reading it, I'm also doing it. But for this case, I have to go and do it. I have to go and actually make it. I have to make it work. And I'm alone. I'm alone in making music. So I can see straight away how I grow myself differently, yeah? And I'm learning that beautiful way of being, learning how to grow myself differently. I'm learning how to have the persuasion technique to grow myself. So more how I feel. It's more how I feel to have my beautiful way of life differently. So anyway, so it's much more how I understand straight away to love my life. See, anyway, so as I love my life differently, I'm looking to see that my life is not difficult. My life is never difficult at the moment. My life is excellent in the way I'm treating my life. I'm treating my life much more better than ever before. I'm focusing on helping myself to deliver information. I'm learning how to run my life in the best kind of way forward. And that way I'm learning how to grow myself. And yeah, I'm learning how to actually help myself to penetrate differences of making a difference in my life, so I can go and grow myself differently. So it's much more how I need to help myself to find much better classes of thinking and classes of making sure I'm improving myself. I'm doing myself a favor. I'm learning how to make music. So what I want to do is I need to go and make my music come true, and I need to push myself to do it. So what I want to do now is help myself to go and see now to make music as well. So right now I feel like just talking. I feel like just talking to you guys, by making sure that no matter what, I have time to see exactly what I need to do. So what I want to do today is especially make music, guys. I want to make music differently. I want to be able to see what's going on online, and I want to help myself to relieve myself much greater, to go and read. And now the more I read, the more smart I am around life, and the smarter I feel. So it's much more how I need to feel myself reading. And if I can read something much more, I feel that's much more how it is, yeah? I see it's much more how I need to read much more to love my life. And that's how it is. So what I need to do is make a beautiful way of life go and work. And I have to work out for myself to make rhythm music. I feel that no matter what, it's much more how I feel. That I'm alone in making music, and I'm alone in doing life coaching too. I'm alone in living life as well. So let it be that way. So for myself over here, I'm looking to help myself to do a greater way of life, to make it happen for me personally, to make my dreams come true personally. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about how much better I feel today than ever before, because I'm not a smoker anymore, I'm not a caffeine drinker anymore, and that's what I'm doing. I see anyway. So I'm learning to upload my dreams online, so it'll be that way. I'm learning to help myself to deliver content so I can do greater for myself, so I can actually love my life differently. Actually, that's all I'm doing. I'm doing a life worth living, so I'm making sure I can somehow lift myself in the process of whatever I'm doing, to make sure that I'm learning very quickly around life, to do life greater for myself at least, is what I'm doing. So that's how I live. I live through making sure I'm free to do my life much greater. See guys, the more you're lifting yourself, the more you're talking yourself into greatness. So the more you talk, the better for you, and the more you talk, the more you're lifting yourself, because that's how I do it. So anyway guys, focusing on making sure that you understand straight away that I'm learning to understand that it all goes away eventually. You must understand that what stays around is your music, and what you've done in terms of production, in terms of your life, stays around. But depending on your popularity, and you must understand that there are many people who are going to be popular throughout lifetimes, that you must never ever be forgotten. So make sure you're doing something on YouTube channel, and make sure that you're doing something now to leave a great legacy for yourself, so you do better. And try to become as popular as you can in the 21st century and in your century, and so you do better. See guys, a man or woman cannot fulfill you, but can be around you like a dog can. Danny Milivojevic. So anyway, so what I'm doing now is just learning how to go and focus on myself over here. So I need to go and help myself to deliver information. So what I want to do is understand that I'm here for the long run, and I have to do my life over here in a nice and beautiful fashion. So every single day I'm learning to focus upon helping myself to deliver information. So no matter what, I'm understanding that my depot over here is coming up in the morning, and I have to go to Liverpool to get my injection. And now, once I go to Liverpool, I go and find my nice and beautiful compartment to do some nice and beautiful ways of life. And I'm actually learning about having myself a good time, and I'm learning how to just relax and enjoy and make sure that no matter what, I have more than enough success every single day to succeed. And that's how I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to document my life in a great way. I'm learning how to make sure that everything's worth it. And since everything is worth it, I'm learning how to actually study the game of art and study the way of uploading all my content into the best kind of ways forward. And I'm learning how to actually nicely and beautifully help myself in how to live life much greater. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning how to love my life differently, and that's how I'm understanding that SoundCloud is something where people can listen to my content, but you can listen to my content anywhere on Mega Drive, and it's for free, and it's much more faster for you to be able to do that for yourself. So what I'm doing over here is I'm looking to trade myself a system of being able to go and find whatever it is I need to succeed with. And I'm learning very quickly about my Instagram feed and how I do my Instagram feed and what I'm doing. But everything is nice and beautiful for me, and everything's actually working out for me quickly, and I'm learning very quickly about doing my great job that I do, and it's working out for me personally. So I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life, and that's how I'm understanding straight away how to live my life much greater. So no matter what, I'm learning how to have myself a beautiful time in the moment of my life, and I'm actually understanding straight away how my podcasting courses are going through the window, and it's actually helping me to move up. And I'm actually helping myself to move up and to move on with a greater choice. And it's all working out for me personally. But honestly, every single day I'm learning how to grow myself differently. I'm making sure I have more than enough success online today than ever before to succeed. And I'm learning how to actually grow myself in the process of everything I'm doing, to love my life simply and easily, and to love my life in a way that I'm moving forward. See, so it's actually working out for me. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm showing the showcase on my life over here, and I'm learning how to actually dwell upon my life. So what I want to do now is help myself to just deliver content and just do I just want to say, guys, that people must live like they are broke in order to find a greater life for themselves. So for myself over here, I'm looking to find a better way for myself. I'm looking to explain much more for myself over here, so I'll do better.